So here's a little update from the LindseyWilliams.net website. And he said that he does not own that website, but someone put it up for him. Lindsey Williams did used to have a website, and one of his elite friends at one point told him he needed to take it down, and he did. And that was a few years ago. But this guy, someone, follows him, whatever, decided to put a website up about the stuff he had said. So Lindsey Williams basically knows that and gives this guy some information every now and then when he is allowed to, or whatever, whenever Lindsey Williams has an update, basically. So there's an interesting update from the Lindsey Williams website. It came straight from Lindsey Williams, and he says it's titled, "The Elite are Instituting Drastic Measures Immediately." And the guy, who's James Harkin is the name of apparently of the guy that owns the website, he says, "Pastor Williams just emailed me something I should share with all of you immediately. Quote, a while back I mentioned that my elite friend was traveling for a few months. He and his wife just arrived back home, and I just received an email from him. It was startling beyond words. He said, quote, the elite are instituting drastic measures which will be implemented immediately. The world as we know it will never be the same again. Expect catastrophic events in the monetary world. Nature and the elite expect divine repercussions, I guess, for what they're doing." And he says, "I will try to get my friend to elaborate more. I will add," and then the guy that owns the website says, "I will add more as Pastor Williams, gives me more." So let's read that last line again. They are instituting catastrophic events in the monetary world. Nature and the elite expect divine repercussions for what they're doing. Effective immediately. So I noticed one thing that happened pretty much immediately. Now this is from a couple, maybe 2 to 3 days ago, by the way, that update. But the IMF says, we've got $17 billion on standby for eastern Ukraine, what's left of Ukraine. But you're going to have to really take control back of your country if you want it. So what that meant was you need to go ahead and go to war if you want this bad enough. So the people, which is ironic that Barack Hussein Obama, President Obama, said himself that what these people are doing over in the Ukraine is wrong. They're trying to overthrow a duly elected government. That's what he said, duly elected. Excuse me, last time I checked, someone just kind of stepped in and took over control. And it wasn't the person the people wanted to put in power. It was the pro-Western, US, UK friendly government that took over. They were not duly elected, so where the hell is that coming from? That's just called poo-poo of the mouth, so to speak. They have to pretend, right? Because anyone that follows our president, I still like the guy, give him a chance, come on, man, he's trying. They would hear that statement out of his mouth and not even question it. Oh, President Obama said this is a duly elected government. I believe it was a duly elected government. What are these terrorist wannabe people doing? What are they doing over there? When anyone with even an ounce of free time on their hand can go check and see that there has not been a duly elected government in charge of what's left of Ukraine. It's the pro-friendly club. And they're telling them, you guys better step it up or you're not getting this bailout money, this loan, $17 billion loan from the IMF, which translates to mostly from the United States, in case you're wondering. So, effective immediately, huh? Now, last Friday, I sat there, I told you all, last week, right? That was the week. J-Step 4 is waiting to see where they're going to push this silver down to, because options expiration is going to take place, etc. and they just touched like $18.85 or thereabouts when I checked. I don't think it went lower, maybe a hair, I'm not sure. Silver, you know, ounce of silver. And I'm like, man, I had to buy some right now. But then I thought, you know, maybe not. What if they're going to keep pushing it? So I waited, and then Friday, you know, comes on, look at the price. It's still right around $19, and nothing's really happening. And then all of a sudden, now we had the work employment numbers, whatever it was, the non-farm payroll, come out. Oh, better than expected, you know, nonsense, as expected. Better than expected, non-pay, and on top of it, unemployment dropped another 0.1%. It's down to 2 or 3% now. Right. Because I was just reading that since 2000, 2001, somewhere around 25 million people have become unemployed. And last time I checked, we did not produce 25 million more new people into our country as citizens, as, you know, newborn babies or what have you. So the population didn't grow by 25 million in the last 10 years, or thereabouts. So it's just utter nonsense. But silver jumped like almost 50 cents and then sat there the rest of the day pretty much. It jumped like 50 cents and then just came down a few pennies and then sat there. So it was like 40 something cents high, ended high for the day. Now that's absurd because the non-farm payroll slams silver normally, even though we know it's lies, and then the next month they'll come out and they'll say, oh, we have a revision. Matter of fact, we had a double revision. We were way off on that non-farm payroll statement. However, unemployment rate will still remain the same. That's not going to be affected. We won't make any adjustments to that. It's all lies. But the bottom line is they always used it as a tool to knock the price of silver down. Oh, better than expected non-farm payroll, silver goes down. Oh, the unemployment rate has come down, silver goes down. Oh, the Federal Reserve is going to start what is it? What do they call it? What was the? I'm gonna use the proper term. Easing. You know, not quantitative easing. They are reducing the quantitative easing, right? The QE1, QE2, QE3, whatever. We're not gonna buy back so many bonds. We're gonna drop that by 10 billion a month now. And then they did that, you know, several months back. And then they said this week, we're doing it again. We're dropping another, I think, 10 billion a month. So they're easing back on the easing, or just printing money to buy the bonds back. That is not good for silver or gold. So we had that event take place. We had the end of options expiration on the futures contracts take place. We had the non-farm payroll come out. That looked good. We had the unemployment rate allegedly go down to 0.1%, a point or whatever. Silver should have been absolutely and utterly destroyed in the last week or so based off those events happening rapid fire, because that's what they use to attack the price every time. How in the hell did silver end up almost 50 cents on Friday on all that news? It's still, you know, what was it, 1940? Let's take a little peek, because it's Sunday as I'm doing this video. It's Sunday. Let's see. Price of silver. Looks like it was $19.54. It was just $20. A little over 20 bucks. That's the best that they could do with those 4 different major things that normally slam. Normally one of those things will slam the price of silver. And you will recall, Jason Ford told you that every time they try to do these things, they try to move the price down, it's taking more and more money, more paper, etc. to move it just a little bit. It's the rule of diminishing returns taking place. This should be absolute verification. So, at the same time, we have the CFT or CME group, as I mentioned the other day, coming out saying we want to implement price limits on gold and silver market. First time in 40 years, we decided right now, where there's the least volatility, price doesn't move that much in those markets at all now that they've been hit so hard. We think right now is a good time to implement that. Why? Everything looks fine. Looks like a market, right? It's responding like a market responds. It looks normal, allegedly. So now you want to implement some type of price controls. Now, the latest I've heard is that they want to do 1% price controls, which would mean they will not allow the price of gold or silver to go up in price or down in price more than 1% per day. So if things started heading to where we know they're heading, gold and silver are going up, 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 up and away, you'd want to rein that in a hurry. So the best that they're going to do right now, if they pass this into their rule book or whatever, they didn't say they were doing it 100%. They want to, for sure, because that was their claim. So the best that they could do would be 1%. So let's say every single day when the crap hits the fan, so to speak, or starts to anyways, in the financial world, silver and gold up 1% today, silver and gold up 1% the next day. Now gold, which has been hovering around $1,300 an ounce, that would be, well, let's see, we're talking 1%. That means they would only want to see gold go up $13 a day. If they implement these rules, what they're saying is gold cannot rise more than $13 a day. The worst that they've ever done was allow gold to go down $200 in like a 2-day period, maybe not even 2 days. And I'm talking in a row. It was like 1 day and a day and a half or whatever it was. It was just a very short period of time. Gold went down $200. Lately, even now, gold's been going up $30, $20, $25 in 1 day. Matter of fact, it can happen within minutes and then stay there. What they're saying is, at the current prices, 1%, that would only be $13 on $1,000, or on a $1,300 gold price, that would be $13. So, the interesting thing is, again, Webbot stuff. Go back there for a minute. $20 a day moves in silver will be coming. Keep in mind, if these things skyrocket and they put in their price controls, up, silver's at its maximum today, you can't buy silver any higher than the current price. So okay, silver's up 20%, the highest silver is today is 20, you know, it goes up, not 20%, 1%. 1% at $20 silver is what? Pennies? You know, the math. $20 silver. Can't do that one in my head actually. So let's just take a little peek. Calendar or calculator. $20 times 1%, which is 0.01, equals 20 cents. What they're saying is every day, if the price of silver were to go up and they implement these price controls, right now, the best silver could do in 1 day is 20 cents high. It can only go up 20 cents. And then the next day, it could go up 20 cents again. And then the next day, it could go up 20 cents again. And let me be the first to tell you that that's exactly what will happen if they try to put these price controls in. It's going to go up 20 cents when it needs to be going up $10 because of some major thing. Just explosion in price. Up 20 cents. So then everyone around the world that's got the silver is going to say, we got it, and we already recognize that the price high point has been hit today, and the CME group says you can't buy silver, or, you know, you can't bid or whatever on silver any higher. That's fine. We've just added a $5 premium per ounce today. So yeah, the spot price, correct, CME group says it's $20.40 today. But if you want to buy some from us, it's going to cost you $25.40 because there's a $5 premium now. All I can tell you is that they always do these things in advance. As it's no shocker that Lindsey Williams has just given an update, seeing that they want to come up with these price controls now. They're getting ready for the big move. They know the big move's coming. I think the announcement of the devaluation, it's going to happen soon. And they have to be able to deal with it, because if that happens, the price of gold and silver instantly skyrocket. Oh my God, the United States is devaluing the dollar, skyrocket. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. Unless there's price controls, then it just touches the, you know. So gold's only up 1% today. Oh, from $1,300 to what? $1,300 to $1,313. Price points have been hit. Can't go any higher because the CME group says so. which will then tell everyone else, we don't want to use that as a mechanism to set our price. We've got the real asset, and as they say, there's the golden rule. He who has the gold makes the rules. And we have the gold, so why in the hell are we letting the CME group make the rules? That's a good idea. And then you're going to see, do you think the Hong Kong or the Shanghai exchange, or the one that they're getting ready to put in Singapore or whatever, they're going to say, yeah, the United States has a 1% move thing over there, CME group. We're going to follow that too. No. They're probably going to say, we don't even recognize CME group. We are setting the price now. And since China has all the gold now, they're making deals left and right like you can't believe with other countries. I just read of another one that Germany's doing something with China now in relation to the bonds. They're going to put it on their Chinese market, and they can only be bought in the Chinese currency or whatever. That was just like Friday or Saturday, a couple days ago. They're going to be the ones that says, no, we're in charge now. You guys used to be in charge, and now that we've gobbled up all the gold and silver we feel comfortable with, piss off. You can take your rigged market. Thanks for rigging it, by the way, because we were able to get it at cheaper prices. But now that we've got enough, we really need to let gold revalue where it belongs. And since our country's currency and all the nations that we have in trade agreements are understanding this currency we're using is backed by gold, this gold has to be valued way, 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 way higher than it is. So we have to revalue it. United States, you can keep your little 1% thing and piss off. And if the whole world starts using that as the mechanism to set the price of silver, it's game over. And that's exactly what can happen. And then you would see these $20 a day moves potentially, as the webbot said, in silver, and major moves in gold. But the winner is going to be silver, because they've suppressed it the most all this time. And it is currently around 65 to 1 or thereabouts in relation to gold. It takes 65 ounces, or somewhere between 60 and 65 ounces, to buy one gold coin, 1 ounce. Throughout thousands of years of history, that number has been 16 to 1, sometimes around 20 to 1. It never fluctuated more than that. Thousands of years of history. Do you understand that if that happened today, even with just tomorrow we came into work and now turn on the news, whatever, oh hey, silver's back down to 16 to 1 ratio, or even 20 to 1 ratio. Silver would triple and quadruple like that. Boom. See ya. Gone. Silver would be 60, 70, 80 bucks like that. That quick. Instantly. So I did a purchase of silver on Friday. Okay. I saw it jumped at 50-something cents. It came down to the 40-something cents higher range. I said, okay, I'm satisfied that they didn't push it down nowhere near I thought they were going to, actually. So they could barely move it now, apparently. I went ahead and bought some. But I also decided I'm not buying all that I wanted to buy yet, just in case. They gave us a little farewell smacking on the way down and give it everything they've got all at once to just say, boom, bring it down. Then I'll buy some more. Now, if I see this month, you know, we're in May now, if I start to see that the price just keeps creeping up, creeps up a little more, $21, $22, if it gets to even 22, I'm buying the rest of what I had in my mind that I'm happy with. That's it. Game over for me. I'm buying it, and I don't care if they slam it after that. I'll have my silver and recognize I just got the last little bit for $20 to $22. I'm fine. I know where this heads. I know where this ends, and I hopefully hear from Lindsey Williams soon for all of us on can you be a little more specific rather than there's taking drastic monetary measures and nature. Does that mean natural disasters are getting ready to strike all over the place, specifically in the US and maybe in the EU, so that they can blame this great catastrophe? We don't know where all this crazy weather came from, but it's caused the market economy in America just to be destroyed. Oh my gosh. And they'll blame that on everyone's retirement and stock market and everything else being destroyed. Why did he mention the word nature? Why didn't he just say they're getting ready to take drastic monetary actions? He said monetary and nature. That's what his elite oil executive friend told him. You already saw them steer Hurricane Sandy right into the DTCC building 55 Water Street, New York, the only building in the whole world, and more specifically in our country, that houses all of the stocks and bonds and all these stock market instruments to the tune of $36 trillion worth of these instruments, safekeeping in a massive vault that somehow got damaged because of Hurricane Sandy. You've got $36 trillion worth of assets sitting inside a vault, and somehow water could get in there. It's not sealed perfectly, right? Little flaw in the design. There's more money in that one building than anywhere else. It's not real money, but you know, the assets, the bonds, the printed stocks, all that stuff, the certificates, it's all there. And they had just a minor, minuscule press release right after Hurricane Sandy. We did have some water damage down in the basement, level. Oh, really? You don't say. Can't wait to see what goes missing out of the basement level or the vault when they need to finally show what happened. And things are subpoenaed or whatever, and then, oh, sorry, we can't comply with that request because it got flooded out and can't help you there. So that's all I got for you right now. Stay tuned. Take care.